Hi. I'd like to take a minute and talk about the idea of not being trapped by cultural language. Sounds like a big topic, but this is what I'm thinking of. Not long ago, a woman I met told me that she was suffering from PTSD, that's post-traumatic distress disorder. Well, that's a serious condition, and we talked about it, and I asked where it came from, and she said that, well, it's because she had fallen out of a tree when she was 9. And I thought, wait a minute, you're talking about falling out of a tree? Post-traumatic stress disorder has to do with people who are sent to war and have to kill and be assaulted and have to get their place in society after losing their balance in terrible and often tragic circumstances. And she's talking about falling out of a tree. Well, my point is that it's easy to label things with the convenient labels that the cultural gives us. Falling out of a tree can be a trauma, but is it worth PTSD? Is it in the same category? In fact, if it isn't, what is the right name for that? And is it important to name it at all? Because so often when we find ourselves grabbing a title or a name like PTSD, what we then do is try to accumulate all of the information we can and all the feelings we have that will legitimize or validate that particular label, when it was the wrong label in the first place. So be careful of these things, and if you fall out of a tree, see a doctor or see a psychiatrist if you're afraid of heights or whatever, but don't call it PTSD, and let that be just an example of the kinds of things that cultural language can trap us into. We need to stay free of these things so we can see clearly and make our best decisions about the world we know, not be constrained by labels. Certainly it's easy to label something and think that you're done with it. And it's easier often to find a label than it is to find a cure or a cause. But don't let that happen to you. These things are too important. Don't let labels stand in your way of knowing. Find out, search, learn, know.